Welcome to the Life Well Led podcast, everybody. I'm here with my lovely co-host, Karen Ladaney. Karen, what are we talking about today?
I had the absolute pleasure to sit down with our first podcast interviewee.
Oh.
Her name is Paula Stolinas, and her story truly falls under the life category. When we say this podcast is about life, leadership, and business, it's truly a life story. She has been battling cancer for 15 plus years. She has overcome multiple reoccurrences, and she recently found out that her cancer has spread to other areas of her body. So while she was down here visiting, we decided to sit down for an interview and talk about mindset and how important that has been to her survival and overcoming all of these major health obstacles that she's had in her life.
Yeah, I mean, imagine the resiliency you have to do that, not only for survival of herself, but to keep the family going as well. I mean, it really hits close to home for us. Probably could hit home to those in our audience. So, you know what? Without further ado, let's talk about that and let's have that interview go.
Today, I have a very special guest with me, and our very first guest on the podcast. This woman is a true inspiration to me throughout my life, and I am so lucky to call her my aunt. Welcome, Paula Stolinas.
You're going to make me cry.
We'll try to get through it without tears.
That's right. I'm not off to a good start. Thank you for having me here. So I joked about this when we got here. We're here for a long weekend celebrating our 25th wedding anniversary. And so I joked like, oh, well, if you need a guest for your podcast, and you can't joke around with Karen. She makes things happen.
Careful what you ask for.
Careful what you ask for.
I think it would be so amazing for you to share your story with us today.
Oh gosh, where to begin? So we're here celebrating our 25th wedding anniversary. So I've been married to your uncle for 25 years, with him for almost 30. It's been good, bad, and ugly. I mean, how we made it to 25 years, I'm not sure some days. We could have thrown in the towel a lot of times, but here we are. So it's been good. And here we are just celebrating our accomplishment, my life. So I've got two amazing kids. Austin is 22. Morgan is almost 21, which blows my mind. And as you know, we are a business owner. Scott runs his own plumbing business. We have since recruited Austin. Austin is a plumber now as well. He just got his license this past year.
Yay.
So I do all the books for that as well. I help them run the business. Again, that's been good, bad, and ugly too.
Family business, yeah.
It's not easy. So we do that as well. I do work full time. I'm an accounting person. So I'm a staff accountant for a local company in Enfield. So I do that all day, run the business at night, take care of the kiddos, take care of the family, the dogs.
3 big dogs.
3 big dogs, yeah. And we've also battled plenty of health issues in our past too. When we first got together, Scott started with all his motocross injuries, and it was an ACL and another ACL, and then it was a broken femur, and it was broken wrists and collapsed lungs, and you name it, he's probably had it.
Yeah.
So we always thought, I think, that it was going to be me taking care of him. And then in 2005, as you know, I was diagnosed with breast cancer, which changed our lives forever, changed everything. Then it became me, the patient, and how we were going to navigate that. And of course, the kids were little. They were 2 and 4 when I was diagnosed. That was, trying to navigate that was different.
Yeah.
We didn't know what that was going to be like. Luckily, the pediatrician was a big help in helping us navigate how to tell the kids. And our family was huge. Our family couldn't have done it without, you, your sisters, your mom, your dad, your grandma. Could not have done it without grandma. Of course, she had the in-law apartment. with us. So she lived with us, and she was the second mom to the kids. And it made it easier, not easy, to be able to go to chemo and be in the hospital for surgeries and do all those things because she was there helping taking care of the kids. So it's been a wild ride.
Yeah.
It's been a wild ride. So of course, since you know too, I've had some recurrences along the way, and recently found out that I've got some bone mets and some liver mets, which stinks. It's not the direction I was looking to go in, but I won't stop fighting and I won't stop fighting this disease. You know, I still got a lot of life to live.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Your story is just so inspirational. Not only surviving cancer once, but multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
You went back, got your associate's degree. You've done so much throughout your life. How has this journey, this health journey, really impacted your perspective on life, career, business?
You know, I think it's evolving. I think it's always changing. And you do the best with what you have at the time. I think keeping a positive attitude is one of the best things that you can do.
Yeah.
People have told me along the way, you know, I'm so strong, I'm an inspiration, and I appreciate hearing all those things. But I also feel like I didn't really have a choice. You know, it was fight and advocate and work hard and die, and I wasn't ready to die. That wasn't an option for me. So, yeah, I think a lot of it is staying positive. I think letting people in and helping you, which I've struggled with in the past. My last recurrence was in 2015. And that was another surgery, another medication change. It was multiple surgeries. And then I was clear for a really long time. I stayed 5 years clear of cancer. And when my bone mets came back before the liver mets, I kept it quiet. I let family know, I let some close friends know, but I kept it quiet. And people were asking me, you know, how are you? How are things going? And I'd be like, I'm fine. I'm good. I'm fine. And I didn't realize the disservice I was doing to myself because I wasn't letting people in and letting them help me. So then when the liver mets came on, I was finally like, I have to open this up. I have to tell people.
Yeah.
So I did. I started by telling a couple of friends that I worked with. And they were just like, the support was huge. You know, you're going to get through this. And, you know, we love you. We're thinking about you. And then I kind of put a Facebook post out there, and just the response was huge. And it kind of opened my eyes again to, you have to let people in. You have to let people help you. And you can't have so much pride or want to ignore it that you can just ignore it. You just can't.
Yeah.
Your tribe is everything.
Yeah. I mean, we're communal creatures. We need to be around each other and thrive off of one another. Yeah. You mentioned something though earlier about keeping that positive mindset. How do you keep your positive mindset?
It's hard, and I'm not positive all the time. You know, I have a lot of days where I cry and I go, this isn't fair, and I'm mad. But I guess it doesn't do any good to be negative. You know, you can look at everything as, oh, I have to have this treatment again. And, oh, this medication is horrible. And I have to have another scan and I have to do this. But you can also flip it around and go, okay, this is the medication that's going to help me. You know, and I think some of it is visualization. And what is this medication doing in my body at a physical level that I can envision it being in there, working, helping. And I don't know if you can will things away, but I'll try.
Yeah.
I'll try. I think visualization, I think just, gosh, how do I stay positive? You know, I try to do good things for my body. I do try to eat right. I do try to go for walks every day, exercise, stay healthy. I think it's important to have some kind of belief in a higher up, whether it's God or the universe or, you know, sometimes just being out in nature. Yeah. You know, just kind of bringing it down to a level. You know, simplicity. It's being enjoying the breeze blowing. I've enjoyed being at your house, relaxing backyard that you have.
Yeah. Yeah. And oh gosh, you have your land in Vermont, you're a beekeeper. I mean, they say that bees have incredible health benefits. Not only their honey, but just being around them has these incredible health benefits. And so sort of, it sounds like surrounding yourself with in an environment where you can be positive, that you are really tapping into these healthier habits for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. I think avoiding drama. I recently made a job change because my position, my last job was being consolidated, and I had an opportunity to stay in the corporation that I was with, moving into a different department. And the job itself is something that I would have been really interested in, but I knew that that wouldn't be a healthy place for me. So it was time for me to make staying away from.
Yeah. There's so many people who stay in toxic jobs because of pay, because of health insurance. And I know we could do a whole episode just on health insurance, but
there won't be tears.
Yeah.
And you'll get the big efforts.
But so many people stay in that environment because they feel like they have to, or, you know, for whatever reason. And so you made the switch because it was better for you.
Yeah. I think people need to look at that and, you know, kill yourself for a job and work those extra hours and stay in a toxic environment. But the reality is, when you leave that position, they're just replacing you with somebody else. Business doesn't care, you know. And I'm not saying that all employers are like that. There's some really good employers out there who do care, who are great. At the end of the day, you're an employee, you know, so you have to do the best thing for yourself. And even if that means taking a pay cut or making a change that you think might even be setting you back a little bit, I think at the end of the day, it can eventually put you forward, you know, 10 steps, 15 steps, whatever it is. So yeah, I think that's important.
Yeah. Amazing. I'm curious what some of, you know, you've experienced so much life. What sort of mindset or what sort of life lessons have you tried to instill for your kids?
Oh gosh. I think enjoying the moment. Doing the things that bring you joy. That I'm going to start to get a little bit emotional. I think embracing your family and your friends and being appreciative of the things that you have around you. We're in a society where it's so easy to get caught up in, well, you know, the next door neighbor has the great dirt bikes and all the machinery and this and that. It's so easy to look at other people and go, oh, they have so much more than I do. And I think it's important. And one of the things I've tried to instill in my kids is that just be so thankful for the things that you have and the unique things that you have in your life, you know, because there's people that are looking at you going, should I had their life. We're so lucky, you know. So I think if we just all kind of looked around us and appreciated the things that we had, I think an attitude of gratitude.
Absolutely.
Maybe a little corny, but I think just being grateful for what you have, it changes everything. It changes your mindset.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's I feel like some of the cornerstones of starting on self-care is the gratitude. What are you thankful for in this moment right now? And how do you maintain that level of, I am grateful for my life and all of my experiences and where I am, and just loving yourself as to where you are today. Yeah.
And you don't have to be grateful for big things. You know, like I said, just being here the last few days and going out in the morning and having a cup of coffee by a fountain, you know, and listening to that water. Like, I'm grateful for that, you know, and I do sit there and I take a minute and I go, yeah, this is awesome. So I think it's important just to be in the moment.
Absolutely. Yeah. Those little moments all add up. Sometimes
big moments.
Yeah, yes. Exactly. Sometimes I feel like we anticipate the big moments, but then it's the little moments that add up over time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, final question for you.
Okay.
The name of our podcast is Life Well Led. What does it mean to you to live a life well led?
Again, I think it's being grateful, surrounding yourself with family and friends who mean everything to you. I think being open to change, to learning new things, new opportunities, different perspectives. You know, I told you I've been listening to podcasts more and more lately, which is why I was so excited when you and Eric decided to do one. I think they just bring a level of knowledge, of perspective, of different ideas. And it's so great to just be open to those things. And I think if you are open, you're grateful for what you're willing to learn new things. In a nutshell, I think that's a life. I really do.
Yeah. Beautifully said. Beautifully said. Paula, thank you so much. You are truly an inspiration. I know I said that at the beginning, but your story is just incredible. You have gone through so much and continue to go through so much. And I pray for you every day. And I am so grateful that to have you as a role model in my life. So thank you. Thank you for sharing your story. And hopefully this was helpful to some people out there. Everybody is struggling with something.
Agreed.
But I think kind of honing in on what it really means to live your life well led, that gratitude, that mindset, and making decisions that are best for you, for your family, honing in on those things are the most important things we can do.
Yeah. Well, thank you for having me. And, you know, you've been an inspiration to me as well. I've been so honored to watch you grow up and turn into this amazing woman that you are now. And, you know, I didn't know your whole story with coaching. I always saw you as such a strong, capable kid even. I mean, and now you've grown into this woman. And I think just what coaching has done for you, and you've got just such a great confidence about yourself, such an awareness about your world. And you're so open to everything and trying and being okay with failing and learning. And you're also an inspiration to me. So.
Oh, well, thank you. We said no tears. We said no tears. All right.
No.
I knew we would. All right. Thank you, Paula. That is today's episode of Life Well Led. We will see you next Thursday.